Right, so now just a bit of coding on this Battle of Thermopylae idea, right? Because obviously you got the 300 SpaTrans idea, right? And I just done the video on the eating the 300. And if you look at this Battle of Thermopylae, right, there's very interesting stuff in it. So you've got the Thermopylae, right? And the Thermopylae, you got your 3 within it, right? You got your lie, your L-E becomes your lie, right? And you also have in there mop, right? The old Thermopylae, so you've got the mop, right? Which reminds me of like a mop-up operation, like mopping up sort of thing, right? Mopping up. And the interesting thing about it is, say you've got the famous battle of Thermopylae along this here. I think it translates as hot gates, right? And it's like it's meant to be a narrow ridge. Wherever it was, and that, and it's supposed to be a narrow ridge, right? And what they did was the 300 SpaTrans in that, and something like the 300 SpaTrans, 700 thespians or something, right? And thespians are actors and all that, right? So you know what I mean? We're into this idea of the stage play straight away, right? But what they did was in this famous battle was supposedly round up the Persians and that, right? Their enemy, right? Persians is also interesting because you get, for example, Persians is like an Ian. Ian is a man, right? Ian is a man. We see the Ian idea used a lot in this stuff, and it means man, right? And then Pers, so like person is a person, it's a person, and man, right? So you've got the Persians thing, which could be interpreted as like, men, or perhaps natural men. See what I mean? But anyway, they rounded them up and that, or got them into the along this narrow ridge and that, right? And then there was no options for them but to drop off the side and that, so you were forced up the side and that, because the ridge was too narrow and all that, right? That's the famous battle of Thermopylae and all that. Now that it corresponds to the if you watch the videos I've done about the Native American stuff and that, I think it was the Malcolm videos I've done, and the Native Americans would apparently use the technique of buffalo jump, right, or buffalo leap, where they basically force the buffaloes up onto a narrow ridge and that, right, and then they've got no options but to fall off the end. See, that's basically how they hunted buffaloes and all that, laying the subterfuge trap and that. You see what I mean? So that's a corresponding idea, right? And of course, in this battle of Thermopylae, it's not buffaloes that gone over the edge. It's like, thousands of blokes and that. You see what I mean? Very tricky little trap, like, you see what I mean? And of course, if this is like, like you metaphorically analyse it and that, right? And it becomes like about the 300, which is the men of Eton idea and all this, you know what I mean? Laying this cunning trapping and defeating massive amounts of the enemies, you see what I mean? Like, thousands upon thousands of their enemies going over the edge and that. Which sort of, speaks for itself, like, you know what I mean? And you've got the Artemis idea in there as well. We know what the Artemis is. And the Artemis, Artemisia is a place like connected with this story. And Xerxes, you got Xerxes' wife's called something like Artemis as well, right? So you've got the same type of ideas all the way through, right? And the Xerxes idea is like very interesting as well, because like your X, obviously your X is your, we know what that is, like your main symbol type idea of the rebirth and that, right? So you've got a double X, which means for like double crossing, see? Double crossing, like the 22 in the Hebrew, the cross, and then when you have a double X, it becomes 44, which if you look is a number associated with Judas, right? So you got your ideas of your Jesus and Judas duality there as well. See, again, very interesting. And the hot gates idea, right, which is like this the Thermopylae ridge and the hot gates, is very interesting as well, because you've got a thing in the Doomsday book, right, called Gatenby, right? Gatenby, which is translates into getting Nesbit or something, which is getting Nesbit, right? When this Murdoch Nisbet is apparently the bloke who translated the Bible into Scottish from I don't know, Greek or something, you know what I mean? Which is like, yeah, just weird stuff and that, but it's sort of like there's all these linking factors, see? So you've got the Nesbit idea in there as well, right? Um, Obviously I'm going to put all the, like, the stuff in the video and that. But the hot gate, see, in there, this Gatenby idea, right, translates into like a sheep's gate or something. The sheep's gate, right? And of course we have the ideas of the gates of heaven and all that, you know what I mean? The gates of, you know, the gates of heaven when you like going to visit Jesus or whatever and all that, you see what I mean? So you've got a lot of coding in there, a lot of strange stuff. So it's in the obviously the idea of the Spartans and that Spartans, I mean, you know, Spartans obviously got your trans idea and your SP37 idea and your a spar is a bath, you know what I mean? A spar is a bath. Um, Plus trap, you know, like laying a trap, of course, which is the most obvious thing to this particular story and that. As I say, the mopping, the thermopylae, um, mopping up all the sort of waste or scum or whatever, you know what I mean, like mop up operations. So a very coded little story indeed is this one, like about the 300 Spartans against the Persians and that.